You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first and landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, I have Carson Cole. Carson is the Marketing and Public Relations Manager with Kimmerer Village Foundation, and Amy Sparks, Director of Outreach and Donor Relations, also with the Kimmerer Village Foundation. Good morning to the both of you. How are we?
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Doing well, and thank you for joining us and stopping by to tell us a little bit. And the first thing we want to kind of do is distinguish between what is Kimmerer Village and the Kimmerer Village Foundation. So what are those differences, and how do we talk about those today to just kind of let listeners know that they're two separate things working towards the same goal?
So we originally opened in 1914 as Kimmerer Orphans Home, but today we are known as Kimmerer Village, a Presbyterian child care agency.
And then the difference being with the foundation.
So the foundation was set up to do fundraising and PR for Kimmerer Village. So basically, we support Kimmerer Village with the money that we bring in.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about some of the ways we bring in money here in just a little bit. But the first thing we'd like to focus on is, what is Kimmerer Village? So yes, we know it opened in 1914, but there's a whole lot that's gone on since that time. What exactly is Kimmerer Village?
So we offer lots of different programs, specialized programs for our residents, as well as community-based programs that are open to the public. Some of our specialized programs include on-campus residential treatment, which we have around 25 residents that live on campus. They're ages 12 to 18. We also have therapeutic recreation, which could be anything from playing sports to playing an instrument or even working in the garden. We have IIAA, which is Illinois Interagency Athletic Association. So the kids are able to play sports against other teams through this program. We also oversee foster care, which we have around 150 kids in counties throughout central Illinois. And we also offer adoption services. Another special program is our specialized equine therapy. So our children are able to work with our horses, meaning anything from leading them around to brushing them to actually getting to ride the horses. They benefit greatly from this program in terms of building confidence, perseverance, and relationships, and so much more. It's really an incredible program, and it's awesome to see on campus. We get to see it from our office, so it's pretty special. And then some of our community-based programs, they include our Assumption Community Child Care Center, which is now open. And I actually talked to Bree this morning, and they are still accepting children, but their infant room actually has a wait list, which you can join that. You can visit the website, or you can also access that on their Facebook page. We also have Camp Carew, which is our Christian summer camp for children ages through kindergarten through 12th grade, which is located in Makanda, Illinois, which is just near Carbondale. And then we have our Equine Ride program, and that's RIDE. There's lots of different words that they've come up with for that, but this is open to any children ages 3 through 17 that could benefit from equine therapy. And then another one of our equine programs is our Horses and Heroes program. It's very special because our residents are able to work with children in our surrounding communities. And it's actually a program that's designed for children with developmental delays. So they're paired with one of our residents on campus, and they act as their hero, which is special for our residents as well as the children that come with the developmental delays. And then they also are paired with someone that's a volunteer from the community.
So there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes,
when you
there's
think
a lot
about how much is really going on. I wrote down a few of them, but we'll recap some of those.
Yeah.
There are a few that always stand out. One of those is that therapy with equine therapy that you guys have, and Camp Carew, the adoption services. How much that goes into it is all about these kids, and that's another wonderful thing there too. What I didn't realize originally was I thought they were from the area. I didn't realize that they could be from pretty much any part of the state. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the IIAA. I would never have thought about something like that being available. The first thing I'd like to talk about, though, is the adoption services, because the numbers of those that have been adopted through this program is pretty spectacular. I believe it's over 100 plus. Can you kind of tell me a little bit more about the adoption services?
So we've actually facilitated over 200 adoptions currently. So we're very excited to celebrate that milestone.
100 plus. Don't let me short sell it. 200 plus sounds a whole lot better.
Yes.
And those adoption services, You think about them also getting all this treatment, therapy, these services, and then get to go to a quality home and really start a whole new life or a whole new chapter of it. It's fantastic. The child care center is another thing I want to talk about, with it being such a recent development. Obviously, there's a lack of child care in Central Illinois, really as a whole. We brought it now to Assumption. What can we tell me about it? We've got a wait list, but we also have some open spaces, age ranges, things of that nature. Can we kind of detail those?
So it is 6 weeks to 5 years old is what they accept. However, like I said, the wait list for the infant room, but it's incredible. We were there just a few weeks ago for the grand opening, and it's awesome. Bree is awesome, and it's going to be a great thing for the community.
As far as I last knew, it was one of those where we just got to get our feet wet and then we'll think about expanding. And so, but there are plans for expansion of it as well.
Yes.
That are kind of in the pipeline. And I think the world of it in that regard as well. Camp Carew, did that recently wrap up not too long ago, or is that still active right now?
It's still going throughout the month of July.
Okay. Camp Carew down in Southern Illinois, Christian based, if I remembered right.
Yes.
And you're sending these kids down there for a week at a time, or is it just?
It depends on the age. The younger kids go for less time, obviously. We have day camps even. We have some camps for younger kids that are 2 or 3 days. And then we have week-long camps for the older kids. There's all kinds of camps. They're offered every summer. We have photography camps, art, music, and drama camps. We have a horseback riding camp, a high adventure camp, and there are others. I'm drawing a blank. I apologize.
No, I mean, there's a lot there. I mean, we've already talked about not even half of the services, and there's still so much more to unpack there. The horses and heroes, or heroes and horses. What exactly is that? Because you talked a little bit about that, community members that are getting involved. If I wanted to get involved, how could I do so? And also, what exactly kind of is that program?
So the Horses and Heroes program it's equine therapy, obviously. And our equine therapist and our 2 certified riding instructors work together with a child who is under the age of 17 or under, who has a developmental delay of some sort. It might be cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, ADHD. There's lots of qualifications. The equine therapists or certified riding instructors work with the child as well as one of our residents that live on campus and a volunteer from the community. And they all partner together as a team to provide equine therapy to the child that has the developmental delay. In that, everyone gets to be the hero. The kids that live on our campus don't often get to be the hero in a story. They most of the time are relying on someone else to save them or to help them. And in this situation, they get to be the helper, and it makes them feel so confident and good. It gives them a blessing.
That's beautiful. Because of the position that they're in, you do kind of have to prop them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. And when I think about that and kind of putting the emphasis on that there, I really can appreciate that as well. Some of the other things, Kimmer, village-wise, you mentioned residential or the residential techs maybe, 25 plus. So is that somebody that's always on hand? They're staying there 24/7, or is that somebody that you kind of take rotating shifts? How does that kind of work?
So we have about 20 to 25 children that live on our campus currently in 3 cottages. We provide round-the-clock care for them, but the staff work in shifts to provide that care. We try to have it like the same staff repeatedly in those cottages, so it provides more of a family stable atmosphere for the children since it is their home. Some of the children are there for lengths of 6 months. Some of them are there for a couple of years or sometimes even a little longer. So we want it to be a stable family style home for them.
I've got a quick question for you. And the question that I would have is, okay, what's it mean to you though? So you're in the office and you see them riding the horses. You see these kids getting the help and the care that they need. What's it kind of mean to you to be able to see that and be a part of it?
I'll let you answer first.
It's really hard to put it into words, honestly. Whenever I first started, I described Kimmer Village as a sunshine place. As far as working there, obviously, there's a lot of other things that go into why we do what we do, but it's just walking across campus. It's easy to see why we do what we do.
Absolutely. I always tell people I love what I do. My job kind of does itself because I take such value in the work that we do at Kimmer Village that it's easy to promote it. Kimmer Village, as Carson said, it started in 1914. So that's 111 years of providing and supporting children and families throughout Illinois. The thought of being a very small, tiny little part of such a legacy is so amazing to me. It's hard to wrap your head around.
And to see 200 plus kids be adopted, or the help that they get, and then that difference that they can make instead of a path in life that who knows what they could have had.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, we have had many children who have came back to us afterwards and said, you know, I'm a teacher now. Because of a teacher at Kimmer Village, I'm a teacher now. Because of the social worker that I had when I was in your foster care system, I became a social worker. Because of this, I became this. It's amazing to think of, you know, Josh Shipp, famous author, said, I can't remember his exact quote, but basically the gist of it is that one person spending 1 minute with a child can make a huge difference. And that's so true. You can make a huge difference in a child's life just by giving them just a few minutes of your attention.
And giving them something that they deserve and need too.
Absolutely.
That people have failed to do so. And then I just think it's a beautiful thing to be able to not have a direct connection to that human being, but also then by the end of that time, have a real direct connection to them and their future success. And so Kimmer Village, I know with Foundation here today, but Kimmer Village, that what work we do, to see it in small town Assumption really is a really cool thing. And so we are joined right now by Amy Sparks and Carson Cole with the Kimmer Village Foundation. We're going to come back around and talk about how you can support them in a very, very fun manner. We'll do so in just a few moments on WTIM, your information station.
When it comes to connecting with America's farmers and ranchers, nothing beats the authentic voice of Ag Radio. Farm broadcasters have been the voice of rural America since 1944, building trusted relationships with agricultural producers across generations. Today, the network of over 140 Ag radio stations reaches farmers and ranchers during their most productive hours when they're actively working their operations and making business decisions. What makes Ag Radio uniquely effective? Farmers listen to farm broadcasters for information that directly impacts their livelihood. When your message is delivered alongside crucial weather updates, market reports, and agricultural news, it receives the same attention and credibility. Farm Radio Connects offers agricultural advertisers targeted access to this engaged audience through professionals who understand both broadcasting and agriculture. According to the National Association of Farm Broadcasting, 78% of farmers consider information from farm broadcasters highly trustworthy. When you need to reach rural America effectively, choose the voices they already trust. Visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com and discover how Ag Radio can elevate your agricultural marketing strategy.
Find out all the great things happening in the Pana area on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, Tuesdays from 8:40 till 10. You'll hear interviews with Pana area community, nonprofit, and business leaders each week. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by these sponsors.
Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, your Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and Okanee Chop Shop.
Sparklight's back to school deal is here. Get 1 gig unlimited internet for just $29.95 a month for 3 months. Enjoy blazing speeds on our fiber-fueled network with no contracts and 24/7 local US-based tech support. Perfect for streaming, gaming, and powering all your family's devices. New customers only. Available in-store, online, or by phone. Don't miss out. Get 1 gig unlimited internet for $29.95 a month, but only through September 7th. Some exclusions apply. Sparklight, keeping you connected.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Enjoy the beautiful flower garden, hop on the bus, and enjoy the weather. When you're a resident at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, they encourage independence and enrich lives. Find out available vacancies and get on the waiting list by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
And we're back with the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. We're brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, members of Kimmerer Village Foundation. I have Carson Cole and Amy Sparks with us here today. We talked what is Kimmerer Village and the difference between the foundation and the village itself. Now we want to talk about how to support it, and we've got a big way to do so coming up. Amy, what can you tell us about that?
Well, we have our 32nd annual Kimmerer Village Charity Golf Classic coming up. It is sponsored this year by U.S. Bank Private Wealth Management. It's going to be on Friday, September the 5th at 8 a.m. at Oak Terrace Golf Course in Pana. It's a 4-person scramble, and our early bird registration ends on August the 8th. So if you get your team registered and all paid for and everything by then, we will enter you in a drawing for 4 free passes to play golf at Oak Terrace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the sign up fee is $380 for the team, and that's the full team entry, and it includes lunch. We offer over $3,000 in cash and prizes that we'll be giving away that day. We have proxies on 8 holes, which is always fun. We're giving away a lot of passes to other surrounding golf courses that have been very generous and donated golf passes to us. And we will be giving away lots of other items in our raffle that day as well.
So our raffle, you can actually purchase tickets anytime up to that day as well. But the raffle tickets are $5 each, or you can do 5 for $20. We have lots of great prizes, including a whole hog from Corrington Livestock, $500 gift card from Timmy's Tours, St. Louis Cardinals tickets, and a few other items that are going to be great as well. You can purchase tickets, like I said, in advance, and you do not need to be present to win. You can also contact 217-226-2130 to purchase these tickets.
Okay, so the tickets running through up until that day even, but it looks to me like forms and fees by August 22nd when it comes to the golf scramble itself.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And we can only take 30 teams. Currently, I believe we have 16 teams signed up, I believe. So we're a little over half full right now. So I would say get in sooner rather than later.
And why not do so with the early bird registration? Maybe find yourself a free pass or two. You probably wouldn't be too mad about that either. Right. So many prizes that were given away here with that. And so all the more reason to support. 32nd annual, 8 a.m. the start time at Oak Terrace in Pana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And they can register at KimmererVillage.org/golf.
KimmererVillage.org/golf. For the foundation, is this one of your biggest deals of the year?
It is. It is. We offer 2 fundraisers every year, and this is one of our biggest things of the year. So it keeps us very busy.
I am sure. So right now there's kind of that excitement building up, like I'm ready for it to happen, but it's also, or am I actually ready for it to happen?
Absolutely.
So very cool. September 5th, the 32nd annual at 8 a.m. at Oak Terrace in Pana. Well, Carson and Amy, thank you guys for joining me here today.
Thank
you. I've got one other thing for you. Volunteers. I'm sure that we need them. How do we get involved?
So we can use volunteers of any sort. Honestly, if you have any time that you have to offer. We offer a mentorship program. We need people who can do maintenance, yard work, landscaping, painting, organizing, sorting, just about anything. And you can contact Jan.Trauber, Jan.Traughber at KemmerVillage.org. And she is our volunteer and project coordinator at Kemmer Village, and she would be happy to talk to you about the volunteer process. We also have an auxiliary group that meets 4 times a year. Jan is who you need to speak with about that. So if you'd love to join the auxiliary group or find out more information about it, she can help you with that. We also offer tours and speaking engagements. So if you're just interested in coming and seeing our campus in Assumption, it's a 60-acre campus. It's really pretty impressive to see. You can give me a call. My number is 217-226-2132, or it's amy.sparks, SPARKS, at KemmerVillage.org. And I'll be happy to schedule a tour for you. We offer speaking engagements also. So if you'd like for us to come and talk to your organization, church, whatever group, we would love to do that too.
Thank you guys very much. Kemmer Village Foundation joining us here on the WTIM Morning Show, Amy Sparks and Carson Cole. We'll be back around with more on WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM Shelbyville. 107.9 FM Pena Nokomis.
Putting in subway stations and on the roofs of residential buildings. 55-year-old Michael Gann allegedly built at least 7 IEDs using chemicals purchased on